Is there an issue here? I'm fascinated as why so many women under 30 talk about relationships in such restrictive, negative, like, kind of ways. Because the media would tell you that it's men that don't want relationships and fidelity in marriage. And that's quite not true. The data shows quite the opposite. The data shows this. In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. No. It's not hard to fool me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah. Modern women want no part of being a wife, a mother. At best, you want some sort of partnership where you have houses and nannies and kids, and which is cool, but where's that money coming from? We don't have any models like that to work, and we don't have the money for that. When I say feminism, what do you think feminism means?
Escaping the classic gender roles and like how she says, oh, I don't feel like I have to be married with kids. I can take care of myself. I don't need anybody. I feel like that's feminism, just standing up and breaking those traditional gender roles and being who you want to be, despite what society says you have to be.
What do you think feminism means?
Pride in being a female and what you're capable of.
Feminism means. What do you think I think it means? Okay. I wouldn't say the equality of women and men, because I don't necessarily want to be equal to them, but like kind of based on her like breaking traditional gender roles that maybe fit then but might not fit in today.
It's absolutely about equality. Feminism is about equality. It's about not being like under, like how women earn less, whatever.
Women don't earn less.
Now.
Women don't earn less.
Yeah, no.
The wage gap it's been debunked thousands of times.
Yeah, since the feminist movement.
No, the wage gap doesn't, women don't earn less. Men and women doing similar jobs, women actually have been shown to earn more. Men and women choose different jobs. So the wage gap is an overinflated myth. But equality. Are men and women equal?
I think it's comparing apples with
Okay. So if men and women are
we have a lot of the same opportunities. We have a lot of the same opportunities, yes.
Equality. Okay, so we're not equal or we are equal?
Equal in like just the general circle, or like in equal in finance, like just in
you're
general.
saying equal in opportunity?
Like what aspect?
Do you want to be equal?
No.
No, I don't think I want to.
Do you do?
Absolutely.
Okay. So
I don't think women.
You are for a world where women are 51% of the suicides, 51% of the homeless, 51% of the frontline troops, 51% of the coal miners, 51% of all the dangerous jobs. You're okay with? No, we're talking about equality, where women are 51% of the population. So if we're talking about equality, you're okay with women being 51% of it all, meaning these buildings need to be built by 51% female crews. Airplanes need to be constructed by 51% female crews.
I want us to have that opportunity.
You do have that opportunity. Women do have that opportunity, but you choose not to. But women choose not to. Okay, but the thing is, you want equality, but then you don't want equality.
Take the responsibility.
Because with equality comes freedom, and with freedom comes cost. So you're free, but then it comes cost. So feminism ultimately was about not equality. Feminism ultimately was about choice. I'm a feminist. It's about a woman having the choice, choosing to work, choosing to be a stay-at-home mother, choice. But equality means that if you want to get out here and become the top manga producer, then you got to beat everybody. You get no benefit. You have, and like it or not, you're going to have to become an athlete out there, and you're going to have to compete with the men in the the women, the people in Japan. You get no shorts. You have to be able to win based upon your competency levels. Okay, but then we start going back to math and competency and what women choose to do. So you are free, you want equality or no? Because most women want to have a choice. But do you want to be in a position, well, you said you want to just be ultimately have nobody. So that's
I want to be in a relationship. I don't want to feel like I need to be in one. I absolutely want a relationship.
Okay. Well, that's one thing I don't understand today with so many. What's wrong with needing somebody?
I feel like when you need somebody, then, like, in my experience, needing someone, what happens when that person is no longer there? Now you're in a state of still needing. You know, I wouldn't want to be, left hanging in that sense. I'd rather feel secure knowing that that person that I'm with, that I'm comfortable with, that we get together, whatever, say it doesn't work out, it just doesn't work out, or they pass, something happens and they die. I would like to be able to hold everything up still and not feel like,
in relationships today with like divorce rates, breakups, women are filing 80 to 90% of the divorce actions. So what I'm hearing is you don't want to be disappointed. It's like, I don't want to need somebody because if I need them, it makes me vulnerable. And if they're no longer there, then I'm at a deficit. All right, but human beings are social creatures. We need one another. In the worst prisons in the world, where the worst people do the worst things, right? What is the worst punishment you can give somebody other than death?
Solitary confinement.
Thank you. Anybody other than you is a risk, but you're a risk too. I mean, somebody would have to take a risk on you to be with you. You could choose to leave just as well. Does a relationship make you feel like you have to shrink or be less than you are?
Sometimes.
Sometimes I feel like I am less focused I'm less big when I'm in a relationship, focusing on the man, focusing on being a good girlfriend, focusing on the good relationship. It's a responsibility, it's another responsibility. I was watching the show and they were like, oh, I want everybody to be single here at our brokerage because you guys work harder. And it was a brokerage full of women.
It was a what?
A real estate brokerage company. And the manager of it was like, it's better if you're all single because you work harder and work better, more efficiently.
This was a show?
Yeah.
That made them more money.
Yeah.
And
I thought that was a unique statement. Like, wow, sometimes I feel like that. Like, I earn better when I'm single. So it does kind of shrink me when I have the responsibility of having a man catering to it. It's a task. It's another task.
Okay.
I agree 100%.
Is it a worthwhile task?
Absolutely.
like
If I'm
that's
happy,
Yeah.
If you're happy, happiness is a choice.
Yeah.
Nobody can make you happy.
Yeah.
We're responsible for our own happiness.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like.
But is that really the way? If I'm happy, what you just said is, if I'm happy, meaning
happy with, like, the relationship sometimes enhances me. Like, it's just like, I'm happy single, working hard. I'm happy in a relationship when I'm in a relationship and it's just going well and everything's good. It just feels good to be in a happy, healthy relationship too.
But you know,
So yes,
life happens.
It's worth the compromise of, oh, I work a little less efficient if I'm in a relationship, I guess.
I do feel like sometimes I feel small, but I also feel like it's circumstantial. I can only go by experience. So like, I feel like with the men that I have, let's just say dated, I did feel like they wanted me to not do certain things, not act a certain way, not work as much, or woo, 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 woo.
do want you to work less.
So it made me think, yeah, I've met it like a lot of the time, you know, they don't want me to work as much, like, or they'll be like, you just, I'll take care of everything. It's fine. It's like, no.
Why are you, well, but why are you dating in the first place?
And that's why I'm not.
No, why were you in those relationships?
Well, at the time I thought that it was what I wanted. So but trial and error. And once I realized that maybe this was for me, I just kind of stepped back from the pool, because I feel like at the time I didn't know what I really wanted, and it just wasn't meshing. Like his wants and my wants, it just wasn't it.
Why am I in those
Yeah, well,
relationships? I was ultimately looking for like long term. Like when I date, like it's not to be just doing it. It is to like for marriage.
Is that what he wanted? Nope.
No. And
So-
that's why it didn't work, because after a while you
So when I often hear women talk about relationships in such ways, they're not dating with intention.
they're not dating.
No, you're not dating with intention.
I feel like it's usual.
No, you're not dating with intention. A man cannot make you date him. You choose women choose who has access, who has sex and who gets born. Men choose who gets married. But you guys choose who you deal with. So if you're going into a dating situation without clear intentions or with not understanding what their intentions are, is it the relationship?
And that was my downfall. I was kind of like the aggressor and okay, we should like be together, and then you know.
So
later down the
it's
line-
not the relationship though. It's the person you were with and what you chose.
Yeah, and I chose to date them without clear understanding. Did they actually want to be having a relationship too?
So by extension, if it makes you less than or less big, is it the relationship? Or is it the original problem that you weren't dating with intention and finding somebody that you were compatible with? See, oftentimes when you talk about relationships, you talk about the stuff that doesn't work. We all pick who we deal with. What I'm hearing, and I want you to tell me, do you hear the same thing? I'm hearing you guys talk about relationships in terms of fear, scarcity, lack, which tend to end up in some sort of anxiety or stress. If you were a man listening to this, would you want to date women who thought of you in this term?
I'm not a man, so I wouldn't know.
Okay.
You asked that again.
If you were mankind and this is how women are talking about relationships and men in general, would you feel good about being a man?
No.
No.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with them though.
There's nothing wrong with men?
Well, like, I guess if
They're
I was
not
looking on the
ultra
outside, I wouldn't take it like, oh,
We're such a problem.
yeah,
as men.
that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't take it so personal.
Really?
That's their.
Really? Have you not turned on the news? Men are scrubs, men are trash, relationship.
Well, yeah, when they hear that
Where does it come from though?
comes from women
I feel like
saying
also
that.
like
Uh-uh.
don't hold accountability for. They knew that he was trash. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Like, and I
Okay,
feel like
but you pass over, but you're okay. But where does it come from? Men don't just hear these things, they come from somewhere. They come from the very conversations we're having right now.
yeah.
Men hear this. Men have heard their mothers, their grandmothers, their aunties, their nannies talk about how your daddy ain't this. Okay, so what is ultimately being communicated to men? I don't want to need you. You really don't impact my life. When I'm with you, if it's not necessarily as big, it's not good, I'm not as big. So what are modern women ultimately telling men that you want from them?
That we
You don't even want to live with him.
No.
You want to have you want to have children with, you want the kids, but you don't want him.
Yeah.
That's crazy as hell.
It is.
But I think a man would challenge that. I think men.
No, I
don't
think most men will
necessarily-
leave you alone.
Yeah, they're not gonna. You're saying.
Most men are not going to tolerate it.
I disagree.
Oh.
No. Understand what I mean. There's only one way to keep score with what men do, by who they marry. All men will have sex with all of y'all. They'll tolerate all of you. They'll smash. But wife you, hell no.